Happy Sunday, everybody. First pitch on the Wage Talk YouTube channel. I am your host, Matt Josephs from sportsmemo.com. Joining me today for our speed version once again on an NFL Sunday, Steve Merrill and Dave Koken of wagertalk.com. Steve, how was your Saturday? What do we got for you today?
Yeah, good 3-1 Saturday. NBA and baseball both won. College football split out. Now on 3-1 in the NFL, by the way, this season. So we look to keep it going with 4 NFL winners for Sunday, 3 daytime and the Sunday night NBC on wagertalk.com. Also a free baseball play today for Sunday.
Dave, how was your Saturday? What can we expect from you today?
Well, it couldn't have been much better. I only had the one college football play. I had 3 plays in college, but 2 of them got canceled during the week. The one remaining play was my top play, max level, 5% play on Miami, and the Hurricanes had no trouble with Louisville. The only time they went down in the game was 3-0, and they erased that deficit quickly and dominated the game, so I was very pleased with that. Had the Marlins in baseball, so it was a nice day overall. Look to keep it going. I've got a free play, a best bet, and put up a baseball upset special for today. It's a first 5 upset special. That's what I've got today. And also, we'll watch the U.S. Open, although it looks like I'm done as far as my results are concerned. I think it's going to be a 6-2 on the matchups this week in golf. So it's been a real good week.
Yeah, I had a 3-2 day, 5-2 day yesterday, and had a couple of college football wins and a couple of baseball prop wins. And over on Sports Memo, you can get my Sunday NFL report. I got a couple of sides, some totals, and some props as well. You can get that on sportsmemo.com. All right, we read your comments yesterday. You guys enjoyed it, the speed version, so we'll do that once again, get you guys set for today's baseball, and have you ready for football. So we'll start things off. Jays and Phillies. Taijuan Walker going for Toronto against Adonis Medina, making his major league debut for the Phillies, Dave.
Yeah, I'll mention that this is one of several games today where teams are playing their last home game in this abbreviated schedule. Now, whether that means anything, have to wait and see. Try and draw some kind of an idea today. Might normally be something that I consider as a factor because it's usually a pretty good crowd on the last home game if it's a Sunday, and maybe a little extra reason to win, but I don't know with nobody there whether that's going to be the case or not. Don't want Walker. Mentioned last time out that he's due for some regression, and boy, did he ever get it. I would lean Phillies here.
Medina was 7-7 with a 4.94 ERA and 22 outings in Double-A last year, Steve.
Yeah, and as Dave said, didn't want Walker, and I don't really want the Blue Jays either on a 6-game losing streak heading into this one. So it'd be probably Phillies or pass for me as well.
Yeah, and make sure to check out the lineups. We'll tell you if there's people who are not playing, but of course, it is a Sunday, so some teams might be sitting some superstars. Cards and Pirates. Flaherty, an 11.81 ERA this month going up against Musgrove, Dave.
Yeah, I don't really want him in that situation. Obviously, though, a bigger game for the Cardinals, much bigger. And Pirates win one once in a while, but they just find ways to lose games, and I don't want them at all.
Just in case you were a K-prop guy, Pirates have struck out in 25% of their career at bats against Flaherty, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, it's the worst team in baseball. They have the worst run differential. They're 15-37. As you just said, they don't match up well here. Normally, this is a $3 underdog in September. You know, and sometimes you sneak in a value play with them, but Cardinals are only a $1.60 road favorite here. So, I mean, it's St. Louis or pass in this one.
Rays and Orioles, Yarbrough and Means. The Rays manager has talked about he's going to be sitting guys the next week or so definitely want to check their lineup. Means has been okay as of late, Dave.
A little better. And again, I would just echo what you just said. Check the lineups in this one. They should be out now. If you're seeing a lot of strange names in the Toronto lineup or Tampa Bay lineup, maybe you want to take a shot at the big dog.
Steve?
Yeah, I mean, Baltimore's just, 2-10, I think, their last 12. But I do have a sneaking suspicion this might be an off day for Tampa after the 4 straight wins. I'd be careful with the Rays here. It'd be Baltimore pass for me as well.
Yeah, looking at the Rays lineup, it's Margot, Arizarena, the Kevon Smith is hitting cleanup. Nate Lowe is in, which they were talking about he was potentially not going to play today. Yeah, it looks like a Rays Sunday special potentially. White Sox and Reds. Lorenzen pitched well in his start last time out against Cease, who we've talked about with his regression, Dave.
Yeah, and the market has made a statement on this one because they are bombing the Reds. I don't disagree with it either, but I think if you this is one where, it has happened a few times this year. I should have played this game early because I circled the Reds last night, and it's gone up 20 cents. I don't want to play it at that price.
Yeah, no Grandal, no Moncada for the White Sox this afternoon, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, going into the weekend, there were three teams that had clinched: Tampa, Chicago White Sox, and the Dodgers were the three that had already clinched playoff spots. White Sox are just 2-2 their last four, but it does look like the Reds are heating up, Matt. 6-1 their last seven. I'm a little concerned about the shutout loss yesterday, but you mentioned Cincinnati about a month ago here on this show as a possible future ticket. If they could sneak in and do something in the playoffs with that pitching staff, especially these best of three and these best of fives in the first few rounds, I think Cincinnati could still be a dangerous postseason team.
Braves and Mets could be a lot of base runners in this one. Kyle Wright, who has been good the first time, terrible the second time against Rick Porcello, who puts a lot of guys on base too, Dave.
Yep, not interested in Porcello and really not interested in Wright. So, take a shot with the over if you want to play.
Yeah, Steve, remember Porcello, those two starts in July gave up 11 runs and 12 hits in 6 innings against Atlanta.
Yeah, it's 9.5. Obviously that half is a key number, but for good reason here. I mean, both teams crushing the ball. The Mets haven't necessarily put up a lot of runs in some games, but they've put up double-digit hits now in 5 of their last 6 games. They've had at least 10 hits or more. We know what Atlanta can do. They put up 29 runs a couple weeks ago, set an NL, third most, I think, ever in an NL game. So, yeah, over or pass for me in this one.
Could be an over runs, hits, and errors in this one as well if we get a lot of base runners. Indians and Tigers. Carrasco, who left his last start due to tightness in his calf against Boyd, and who knows what you're going to get from him. He's had 8 walks his last 2 starts, Dave.
Yeah, I don't really know what to make of Detroit with Gardenhire opting out of managing the rest of the season. Does that get them? I don't know how to read that. If this were a normal season, I might be jumping on the Tigers here with, a new face leading the team, but I don't know. I'll just leave it alone. And I'm not laying that kind of a price with the Indians. But Ramirez is still hitting. So and we talked about this, he gets hot. And when he gets hot, the team usually does some good stuff offensively.
Steve, can you trust Carrasco, though, in this situation?
No, this game would be a pass for me. And, I'd mentioned Cleveland a few weeks ago when you saw about the Reds, and I said Cleveland also had that pitching staff could do some damage in the postseason. But I'll throw out a stat that does concern me with Cleveland. They're just 9-14 this year against winning teams. So I'm a little lukewarm on them going forward.
All right, doubleheader. We'll skip Dave on this one. It's Washington at Miami. That is both games. It's Scherzer and Alcantara. The first game, Bramer going for Washington. The second game, nothing from Miami yet. Steve, anything you're looking for in this doubleheader?
Yeah, just a big picture thing. We talked about this the last few weeks of the Nationals. They're now 12 games below 500. There's only 10 games remaining. They're 5.5 out of the wild card spot. I'd be very careful with the defending world champs here over the next week or so, as they don't have much to play for.
Could be a fun pitching matchup. Yankees and Red Sox. Deivi Garcia is going for the Yankees. No Aaron Judge in the lineup. For the Red Sox, Houck. And Dave, you liked Houck, and he pitched well in those 5 innings against Miami.
He did pitch well. Maybe he'll give the Red Sox a chance to hang around for a while until they find a way to do what they always do against the Yankees, which is lose the game.
Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm not getting in front of this 10-game win streak. We talked about how the Yankees were hot out of the gate. They had all those injuries. They really underachieved for a while. Now they're starting to get healthy again, and lo and behold, they've won 10 straight. They're hitting the ball extremely well, double-digit hits in most of those games. It looks like they are getting ready for the postseason.
By the way, they sat a bunch of guys yesterday. They're all in the lineup outside of Judge, so the Yankees lineup looks pretty normal today. Royals and Brewers, Keller and Lindblom. Lindblom coming off the bereavement list. Keller coming off his first career shutout, Dave.
He's pitched well. Keller's been, and it should be mentioned, though, he's been much better at home than on the road. I lean Milwaukee here, but I'm not playing against Keller. The price is just too big for me.
Steve?
Yeah, Milwaukee's been so up and down all season long. We talk about how inconsistent the Brewers are. And I know they've gone 5-2 their last 7, but even looking within those wins and losses, they've been inconsistent. They had 29 hits combined in 2 of those games. They had 4 hits or less in 3 of the other 4 games. So it's just tough for me to handicap this game's a pass.
So I would also potentially take a shot on the strikeout prop with Lindblom. It's 5.5. The Royals are second in the league, striking out the most against right-handed pitchers. Bumgarner and Urquidy. Bumgarner has been a train wreck this season. Dave.
Final home game for the Astros. Urquidy was really good last time out for the Astros. They should win this ball game.
I mean, Steve, 8 earned runs and 13 hits against the Angels last time out for Bumgarner.
Yeah, we talked about Arizona maybe tossing the towel. They actually have not done that. They've won 3 of their last 5. They've put up 6 runs or more in 3 of those 3 wins. Houston also 3-2 their last 5. I actually have a free play. This is my free baseball play for Sunday, so get it right now at wagertalk.com.
Twins and Cubs, Barrios against Darvish. Darvish last week couldn't get Delino DeShields Jr. out, which was annoying. Well against it, Dave.
I'm not going against Darvish, and Barrios on the road isn't the same as Barrios at home. But, you're going to have to pay a premium here to bet the Cubs. It's a big price to lay against the Twins. But if I were playing the game, I would be on the Cubs.
Steve?
Yeah, I'm staying off this one. I was waiting for the total. It looks like it's 7.5, so I would assume the wind is blowing in somewhat today in Wrigley. I'm going to be staying off this one, though.
Dodgers and Rockies, Gonsolin against Senzatella, Dave.
Home finale for the Rockies. And, by the way, Senzatella, he's pitched some really good ball at home this season for Colorado. His ERA in this ballpark is 2.2 something, which is kind of remarkable, even in a small sample. Might want to check the lineup in this one. The Dodgers have tomorrow off. This is an opportunity for Dave Roberts to perhaps give some of his players back-to-back days off, which is not a bad thing to do if you've got the opportunity. And obviously it's not a real important game to the Dodgers. It's not important to the Rockies either. It's just a game. But that's something that I think is worth checking.
Steve?
Yeah, just to put this in perspective, how good the Dodgers are this year. They're plus 122 run differential. White Sox are plus 79. Tampa Bay's plus 52. And as I mentioned, and the Twins plus 51. Those are the only other teams that have clinched playoffs along with the Dodgers. Yet LA is going to still have to play a best of 3 in the playoffs start. It's really unfair. They should be getting a bye for the first round. But I agree with Dave. This looks like a dangerous spot here off the 6 straight wins, all of which have been by 2 runs or more. Again, Dodgers minus 1.5 run line, or you play the Rockies outright on the money line. I could see a spot where LA rests some guys here, and the Rockies at plus 185 could win this game.
According to Abel, 33 of 38 Dodgers wins have been decided by 2+ runs.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing. Their magic number is 2, by the way, to clinch everything. So we'll see. The lineup has not come out yet. I just looked.
Right.
Giants and A's. Anderson against Minor. Anderson just pitched Thursday, but got ejected after throwing 2 innings against the Mariners.
And the Giants can't score in this series. And Oakland's got their number. They haven't beaten Oakland yet. Oakland might knock the Giants out of the playoffs. It's been a bad weekend for them. And, I'm just not going against the A's here. Minor's got a little bit of energy, I would think, coming out of a good start. He's now in the starting rotation on a playoff team. I mean, things sure got better for him in a hurry.
Steve?
Yeah, Oakland's 7 games up for the division here. They've got 8 games remaining, so they pretty much are close to clinching this thing. And we've seen them play hard, 3 straight wins, 4 out of the last 5. And I hope San Francisco makes the postseason so that the Dodgers get to play them, because LA, as I said, does not deserve to get bumped in the first 3-round series or 3-game series.
Padres and Mariners. Dinelson Lamet to 11 strikeouts and back-to-back starts. Justin Dunn, who has good stuff but walks everybody, it feels like, Dave.
Yep, Seattle's home game. A reminder that it's Seattle's home game. And they actually won last night. Got exciting in the 9th inning. Padres got the bases loaded with nobody out, but could not rally for the win. Lamet might be wearing a road uniform, but he's pitching on a mound that he really likes. And he figures to overpower a Seattle offense here.
Steve?
Yeah, I mean, San Diego lost 2 to the Dodgers. They won the game against Seattle, but then they lost, of course, last night. So they've lost 3 of their last 4. But I think it's a good bounce-back spot for them. And just to put in perspective how good this San Diego team is, second best run differential in all of baseball, plus 81, yet they still have not technically clinched a playoff spot, despite those 3 American League teams have weaker run differential. So this is the second best run differential in all of baseball, yet they're only second in their own division because the Dodgers are ahead of them still.
Obviously, the AOS plays the NOS, but Dunn so far this year has faced the Angels 3 times, the Rangers 3 times, the Dodgers, and the Diamondbacks. So he gets the Padres for the first time. Pretty crazy.
And his underlying metrics are not good. The ERA is really phony. I mean, you when you walk as many guys as he's walking, and you mentioned that, Matt, the strand rate is phony, and there's going to be a correction. But it might not take place until next year.
Exactly. Who knows? Last one for you. It's the Rangers and the Angels. Cody against Tehran. Cody threw a career-high 74 pitches last time out, Dave.
Yeah, and he was pretty fortunate in that game, too. He survived the bases loaded, nobody out situation where he didn't give up anything. And, he was all over the place. The Angels might be able to take advantage of that here. But if you're asking me whether I'm even thinking about backing Julio Tehran, the answer is no.
Tehran has an 8.49 ERA this month, Steve.
Yeah, the Rangers are 5-9 their last 14, but they're 2-1 with Lynn. He actually lost yesterday, so that makes them 3-8 in all other games with other starters. This is not a Texas team I'm looking to back, so it'd be Angels or pass for me.
Exactly, pretty crazy. All right, so that's the baseball card. I'll give you guys one more moment to tell everybody what they can find on WagerTalk.com. What's up for you, Dave?
Free play on the on one NFL game, a best bet on another NFL game, a first 5 upset special in baseball, and that's it. We're kicking it right now in football, 6-1 to start the season, and hopefully we'll pick up a couple more winners today. How about you, Steve?
Yeah, Dave, 3-1, 75% seems to be the magic number recently for me, and I'm damn okay with that. We got a free baseball play today for Sunday, and I mentioned 3-1 yesterday on Saturday. I've got 4 NFL plays today, so let's go at least 3-1 again. And by the way, 3-1 last week in the NFL to start the season. So looking for a big Sunday. 4 NFL best bets, free baseball play, wagertalk.com. And Matt, what you got at Sports Memo?
Yeah, Sports Memo. I got some props, I got some sides, some totals, all sorts of good stuff for one good price and a free play over there on sportsmemo.com. We will be back at 2 o'clock tomorrow here on the Wager Talk YouTube channel. Of course, the NBA show is at 3 tomorrow. We appreciate everybody. Hope you all have a profitable Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow.